Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on Forgotten Weapons. I'm Ian. I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction House taking a look at some of the cool guns coming up for sale in their April of 2015 premiere auction. And there's one in this auction that is just an absolute hen's tooth. It is a North Korean Type 70 automatic pistol, or semi-automatic pistol. What makes this so incredibly cool to find is the fact that it's North Korean. Obviously, North Korea is a very insular country. They don't export their guns, and it's extremely rare to find, especially relatively modern North Korean guns. Even, like North Korean SKSs are very, very unusual. To find a pistol like this, I frankly didn't think I'd ever actually see one. So we're definitely going to take this opportunity to take a closer look. A little bit of background on North Korea's automatic pistols. The first one they adopted in the relatively modern era was the Type 64, which was a direct copy of, get this, the Browning 1900. Now, you might wonder why on earth they would copy a Browning 1900 of all things when there are so many much more modern pistols around. Well, no one obviously knows because you can't just go and ask them. But the suspicion is in 1909, a Korean military officer actually assassinated an influential Japanese politician using a Browning Model 1900. At the time, of course, and pretty much always, Japan and Korea have had a very unpleasant relationship with each other. So this was an act of political defiance by this Korean officer, and it's been memorialized, rather, and it seems likely that North Korea found a lot of symbolic value in the Browning 1900, and that's why they decided to copy it, because of that specific incident. Well, it does have the one also additional benefit of they're able to easily mount a suppressor on it because the 1900 has this barrel down below its recoil spring. So they can put a regular round suppressor on it and still be able to use the sights on the pistol, which is kind of cool. So they only made those Type 64s for a little while before they also introduced the Type 68, which is a pretty generic copy of the Tokarev pistol. And that was what was used for standard military troops, officers. It was only the high-ranking guys that got the more special pistols, like the 64 and like this Type 70. This is in .32 automatic, and it has some elements very reminiscent of a number of different designs. So why don't I bring the camera back here, and we'll take a closer look and see all the good details. All right, so obviously we'll start by pointing out the big North Korean emblem on the grips, both sides. Then our markings on the side of the slide here simply say Type 70. We have that star again and 7.62. It's interesting, this is actually 7.65. It's in .32 ACP, or 7.65 millimeter Browning. Looking at the mechanical details, this has elements of the PPK, has elements of the Makarov, but it's not a direct copy of anything specific, any single gun. So we have the exposed hammer, but it's single action only. Once the hammer's down, the trigger doesn't do anything, although you can see it moving back there above the grip. From the front, it has a profile that is actually pretty distinctively Makarov looking, but it's not a Makarov. The safety is this crossbar right here. Push it in. That's safe, like so. We have a heel magazine release. The magazine on this particular one is mismatched, but I don't think that's a big issue considering your chances of ever finding another Type 70. There we go. 6-round, 7-round capacity. There's our magazine. Leave that out. It does lock open on an empty magazine, but then nothing holds the slide open when you pull the mag out. So if you lock it open, and then pull the magazine, it drops the slide immediately. All right, so the other function of this safety button is to actually act as the main disassembly tool, or disassembly catch. So what we do, go ahead and take the magazine out. We push this button, I'll hold a little bit of tension back here, and it's interesting, the barrel is not fixed. The barrel's in the slide, so I actually want to hold a little bit of tension on the barrel, and I can push that button through. See, it starts to come out this side. Just hold there. We'll use my precision plastic disassembly tool here. And this locking block comes right out. Then the slide comes off the top of the gun. We have a very simple frame right there. And what's more interesting is the way the slide is put together. We have our removable barrel. It is actually not fixed to the frame. It is simply held in place by that locking block connected to the frame. The barrel assembly and recoil spring come out just like this. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe this is just a little recoil buffer on there. So that's it. That's all there is to this guy. Short barrel. It's actually a very comfortable gun to handle. A typical spring-loaded firing pin. You can see that working there. No frame-mounted safety like you would find on a PPK or a Makarov. No decocker. It's not double action. You just have your crossbolt safety. So to reassemble, I'm going to stick that in, compress the recoil spring, drop the barrel down into place like that. And then this slides right on. Go. And you can see the lug lining up right down there. This actually needs to come through from this side. Just hold that back. Pin goes in. Get through the spring. And there we go. Safe and ready to fire. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's certainly a treat to get a chance to look at a gun that is so unusual as this North Korean Type 70. What's even cooler is that it is for sale. So if you'd like to own this for your own personal collection, perhaps you represent the CIA and you don't have one of these in your institutional collection and you'd like it, well, I have a link below to Rock Island's catalog page for it, so you can take a look at their catalog description, their high-res pictures, and get all the information you need to set up an account and place a bid or come down here to Illinois and bid in person. Thanks for watching.